Soseek, normally people think it's eating small amount of food, but we have hirsu. Hirsu is white. Do you know sobok? Sobok is a white cloth, and people in Korea have been wearing that when they want to clean themselves. So soseek is same thing. They eat soseek when they want to clean themselves, and the soseek means the meal without meat. So it means vegetarian or vegan. Yeah. In Korea, many people are interested in like losing weight, and what I studied in University of Edinburgh, I studied BSc Medical Biology, and there I studied mainly about obesity and gut microbiota and hormones, and I realized like my major studies were how what we eat affects our gut microbiota, and what kind of gut microbiome affects our mental health. Right. So like I realized like we need to, if we want to become less depressed, we need certain good diets to maintain our mental health. And furthermore, I realized what makes us to eat more than what we need, or what makes us to eat like more sugary and more oily than what we need. So I realized that was some emptiness in our mind. So I studied deeply about that at University of Durham, which I studied spirituality, theology, and health. It was science degree, so Master of Science. So there I studied about like the relationship between humans and food, especially like how the food is grown and arrived to our table. I made a party without using much plastic and like vegan, and people were like interested more, and they got like different image about like having different types of food. So I went to USA and Italy and Paris to study more about fabulous cooking, and I went to Milan to study vegetarian Michelin-starred cuisine in Georgia, and I came back to Korea to go to Australia to study more. But I realized while I'm preparing to go to Australia, I did pop-up here about the Korean fine dining with a hint of what I learned in USA. I'm connecting with the several farmers in Korea. They are organic farmers, and they also like get many wild flowers from the mountains when I ask them. So like the flowers, I mean the new greens you ate was from the mountains. Yeah. I try my best to explain to customers and people inside the kitchen and through the media. Like it's the connection between the consumers and the creator. So I'm the creator of the food, but the value is not well communicated. So I try to interview as much as possible so that many people know about those philosophy instead of just like evaluating based on taste and time and price. And I think there's more about food. It's more experience. I do also cooking class in the heirloom seeds organization. They protect heirloom seeds. And do you know what heirloom means? Heirloom is like the seeds get into plants, and then they give seeds, and they give plants, and they give seeds. So it's maintained instead of controlled by others. The farmers are the owner of the seeds, not the focus. So they don't manipulate it. The DNA is maintained, so it's not genetically changed or something. And I do cooking class at that organization, and I realized so many people get healed by touching vegetables, and by plating it beautifully, they get so much healing. I feel like cooking is a healing to many people if they eat slowly and if they cook slowly and if they have time to enjoy it. So it's a regretful thing that many people in Korea are not enjoying food. They are like just so fast, and cooking process is always fast, and many things are ready-made, and many people feel bothered to cook. I mean, like instant thing is good, but many things that comes from those processes, plastics and bad for your health, and those they want to reduce the price, so they use very cheap rice with full of pesticides. So for me, our spirituality about food is like respecting each ingredient, that I want to use the best and the largest part of ingredients that people forget. So for example, I try to use like carrots that's small, and rather than the big carrots that people know, and I try to use different Korean ingredients like tteokbokki, which is very special, but not many people use them as much as meat. Same for the goji berry powder. People know goji berry, but they don't know it's gugija in Korean. They know goji berry, they don't know gugija. They don't know it's the same thing. Yeah. Goji berry is marketed as superfood in USA, and many people know it, but they don't know whether gugija is superfood. So I sprinkled goji berry on the rabbit's temple. So that's one of the ingredients that I want people to know, and I want them to remember each ingredient. Yeah, we use plum fermented enzymes. It's 효소. We ferment plum, and when we make cocktails, we ferment peach and ginger, and we ferment cashew cheese. Same for the black garlic sauce. Black garlic is fermented garlic, and we use that a lot in many dishes, and I love fermentation. I think not many people are familiar with vegetables. Temple food has a stereotypes that people eat so much 풀떼기, grass. It's not vegetable. They don't feel like it's eating vegetable. They feel like eating grass, like cow. So I feel like those stereotypes is a big barrier, and also for the price. Many people are not willing to eat high quality organic food. They prefer to eat cheaper and large amount of food. I love going to temple stay. I love eating temple food in Seoul, but I don't have much experience about temple. But like many temple has their own 장독대, Korean container for jang, like 된장. Yeah. And I have seen those a lot in some temples in Korea, and I love doing like meditation and temple stay. But food, unfortunately, in temple is just same in Seoul. So there's not a very special. It depends on the temple though. Yeah. So I went to several restaurants and I realized their tomato is so different. Their garlic and their tomato and their ingredients have a much stronger taste, and that means to me it has a strong characteristic of the vegetables. which is gone in Korean supermarkets. So I love those strong characteristics of smell and color and flavor contents. It was amazing. And I also went to Capri Island and Positano, and I just love their food, and it was simple, but each piece of vegetable has very strong taste, and they are very open to organic and farm to table. They are very open, and they're if I have time, I want to go to each place of Italy to like learn more about pesto and flour and pasta, and they have amazing varieties of flours and strains of vegetables. Yeah, it's always been my interest. Like since my young age, I was like, because my mom was super workaholic, so our kitchen was my playground. So I used like I used 1 egg to make like 10 different recipes when I was elementary school. So no, it's very easy. Like I boiled it, or like, so like it was like super like playful for me. Like and when I went to I'm super foodie, so like when I went to USA or Edinburgh or many places, my free time is going to new restaurants. So like I love trying different foods, and I love like buying cooking books, recipe books in different countries, and that makes me like have a different knowledge about the food. We are trying my best. We are trying our best to go to USA to get invested and get a restaurant bigger than this to serve the temple food.
Okay, sounds awesome.